55 miles per hour. You got hit by a police car, Kriszta.
Yeah. Out of nowhere on I-95, early morning, 4:45 a.m. I was traveling to my art festival. I was excited, ready to go. That was a big thing to go to Las Olas. And then out of nowhere pulls out an unlit, no signal police car into my lane. And then we crashed, and I don't know how we stopped. And I was wearing the seatbelt, and I don't know how we stopped. It's just so weird to imagine that you go with 55 miles per hour or less maybe, and then your car stops. And then you don't remember what your body does. I have some little pains and this and that, but I'm happy. I'm lucky.
But we were talking in the car about everything that happened, and you're also telling me that you keep repeating what happened in your mind.
I do.
Yeah.
So I keep rethinking about the accident and say, oh, was I really traveling in the middle? Was it really, the police car was not lit up and he didn't indicate? And I keep questioning myself, but I know the answer, but I keep asking. So then we started to talk about why this accident happened, right?
Yeah.
Why something like this happens in your life.
Yeah, I tend to think, and I don't know if that's the right way to approach it, but if something happens that makes you question
She questioned really fast, Julia, because I talked to her maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, or 5 hours later. I called her, and first thing she told me was the accident that on the ski slope.
Yeah.
Why I'm keep getting hit by people.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? And both of the situation has nothing to do with her, actually, because someone is hitting her.
Why? Why these things happen?
Not anything I was asking. I'm very materialistic, right? What's the insurance? Go to after the police car. Blah, 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 blah. All the very, very simple life things. When she was like, why this keeps happening to me? Why?
And I thought about it. First, a person hits me, right, on the ski slope. Now a police car hits me. What's next? Hopefully nothing. But this is how you question and you start to think about it, why things happen. And I tend to believe that sometimes these are signs from life, and it's a minor little sign that maybe you're going too fast. Maybe you're doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, or you are trying to do so many things. And when something happens physically that you are not able to move, which in this case I am, but it's like a little nudge that, hey, you're doing something that maybe I shouldn't be doing.
I think probably it's a lot of things, but if you start to analyze another thing, which is the first thing you do when you get hit by someone, you blame yourself.
Yeah.
This is also important.
Yeah. And why am I blaming myself?
Maybe this is here for you to think about this. Like, why are you blaming yourself about things? What does this cause in your life? The blaming, the shaming. We were talking about this in the car before we got in this recording, right? I was explaining to Kriszta, just in a very simple way, that the more I learn about how, the structure of our self works by reading and also by seeing people. So I'm using Freud as an example, right? So Freud invented...
Going deep.
He made the structure of our mind, of ourself, in 3 ways. One way is called id, which is it, or es in German. The other is ego, which is self-explanatory, but I'll explain a little bit more, and superego. So these are 3 instances of our self. And a lot of us, because of development and a lot of capitalism going on, and we're so focused on productivity and work, money.
I'm following you.
So these instances, how do they work? And this is a very ordinary way of explaining. I'm not going deep. It is like the impulsivity of us, the animalistic side. So we also have that. Like when we jump into conclusions, when we want to fight with someone.
It's like our instincts.
Yeah, very primal, instinctual, animalistic way of dealing with things. So superego would be the third part of this. Superego is, so ego would be in the middle of id and superego, right? But nowadays we've been seeing this a lot where id is compressing together with superego the ego.
Ooh.
Yes. So what is the superego? This is important to explain. It's our most dictatorial self, the mother, the father, the grandmother, the society, the rules, the biggest goals that we can't ever reach. It's like the very fastest side of us. So think about a very primal, instinctual thing together with this other thing that's so superior and
far away usually,
that wants to crush your being. So these two together are crushing our ego. This instance, the ego, what does it do? It helps us balance out these two other the most instinctual and the most superegoic, the most majestic.
So the ego is the mediator between the superego and the instinct.
Right?
Yeah. That we lose the ego.
Yes. When you got into this car accident, I could see a lot of what was going on in yourself was you, the superego, taking charge of the situation, like you blaming yourself. Why did I do this? Or if someone gets in your way, this instance goes like this instantaneously, and then there's no mediator to tell you it's not this, it's not that.
No, I love it. I learned about ego.
Superego.
I knew about superego. I didn't know about it, and I thought ego is a bad thing too.
This is also very cool that we're talking about this because ego in pop culture means
egoistic,
which is not the same thing as Freud explained. It's us being selfish, right? It's us not thinking about others, and it's not. This is pop culture ego. I'm not talking about that ego. I'm talking about the sense of grounding, the sense of you knowing that you can approach life with a more reasonable way where it's not the primal or the powerful destroyer, the fascist. It's somewhere in between.
So my husband is at fault. Let's blame him.
Yeah, we are here for usually killing the husbands. Dear listeners, so anyone who really wants to, wouldn't want to take a knife or stab them, just listen to our podcast.
We should question ourselves when we do stuff. We should always question where we're coming from and what's the sense of worth that we're trying to get from whatever we're doing. And if the answer is I need to feel approved by someone, maybe that's not the best approach. And we were talking about your art, right? And I was telling you that if you want to use that superego, so use it for your own benefit where if you feel so shitty inside, just use your brushes and the strokes to put that out. All this anger you feel about yourself.
We were talking about something really interesting about art and being an artist and what you learn, the superego, what the superego is feeding into you, what to do. Like in my case, that we were talking about that I'm trying to be a perfectionist. I want to do the right thing. I want to please people. So there is a big discrepancy. Sorry, I can't even say the word between what comes out of my animal instinct when I want to create art. I was telling Julia, I want to create something messy, clumsy, unorganized, and because this is organic, because this is the animal instinct on the one side. But the result, what I'm doing, I'm trying to force myself into creating recycled art and precise art and cutting things because my superego tells me, oh, this is the right thing. Oh, recycling is the right thing. And this is what you need to do. I told Julia, I don't like the process. I'm not happy. So
but this is what you can sell. here in this atmosphere. Is
then-
this the reason?
Yes and no, because then also this is a big dilemma about to be true to yourself and being authentic and have your voice as an artist, to find that's a very different art than the art that you can sell at these art
Demand,
festivals.
follow the
Exactly.
demand.
Because people for the art festivals are coming to see commercial art that matches their sofa, whatever. It's not so deep, it's more decorative art. But then if you're really sinking into yourself and to find your own artist voice, maybe people wouldn't like that, but that's your real voice. That's where you are. And maybe whatever it sells on these art shows, it's not the same thing that goes into galleries and more serious competitions. For some reason, I drive myself into these markets that I have to start somewhere and I need to go there.
It's not wrong, right? Because it's all part of a process.
Yeah.
But maybe
It's
the
part of the
process you
process.
will get is like, okay, less. I'm not suggesting anything, but hopefully it's something to think about. Maybe, after this accident, you think maybe do less or do those, but not these.
Yeah.
And like,
So life stopped you?
do you think like life stopped you? I think that's what she said.
Yeah, life put you a police car when you were driving 55 miles per hour. I keep saying that because
yes,
I'm very...
yes and no.
and then you
yes
said,
and no.
stop!
Yeah,
Krista,
yes and no.
stop, think about it. Why are you going there? If you really don't like it.
Yeah. It's not that I don't like it, but the kind of art that I'm
You
selling
used,
there, it's not my voice.
you used hate. I
Yeah.
got that word. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one. Maybe a little exaggeration. Not that I hate it, but yeah, that's not me. There is always a good and a bad in any situations, right? Because then I start thinking about it. Yeah, why are you forcing yourself into this? You don't need to force yourself in. Why don't you just be, let go, and find that voice? But it's a process.
It is.
You have to go through these different stages until you really become your own voice.
And also, I want to add, and don't ignore that part, that you didn't give up. I find it very impressive as well.
Yes.
You get
So I
an
went to the
accident, you
art
got
festival.
your car, and she just called an Uber. Her car just towed away, and you continue to go there.
Situations like this that really stop you, and then you go, okay, let's reflect, and then, okay, let's reset. Because it's like a reset.
I was going to say, I'm sure maybe not a car accident, but here
Like,
and there.
What was your reset?
I can't come up with one, but I'm thinking my back pain is constantly telling me something.
And
Like,
what is it telling you?
Like let's don't change the subject. This situation, I'm in house, doing this, doing that, bending over, household, this,
Bending
that,
over. Bending over.
Yes, exactly. Don't
You
bend over.
said,
Not
don't
in
bend
other
over.
positions, of course, but yeah, that thing I have to stop doing. And I'm not happy. Change lifestyle, do whatever you want to do, but be careful. Be careful. This is a warning.
But to me, like bending over in my case is always like putting others in front of you, sacrificing, satisfying, pleasing others,
Ooh.
and putting yourself at the end of the line, which I do a lot, and I'm learning how to change it, and it's hard to say no.
It's funny because when I thought about this situation where life gets in the way, I didn't think a lot of like bodily ailments because I've been good on that front. But when I've had those floods in my basement, right?
yeah.
When I lived in Jersey.
That we have to make a whole episode about that.
Just for you who is listening to this podcast, I used to live in Jersey, and in 5 years of living in my house, I've had 4 floods in my basement. And
Why?
Right. And if you can get very supernatural about it, like
Totally.
you can go like esoteric about it. But for me, it was really some kind of warning. It was like, this is not the house for you. This is not the place for you. Get out of this house.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Yeah. And it's funny because it's not like I didn't want to be there. the house almost didn't want you to be there. Because I've learned that I can be, quote unquote, happy everywhere, anywhere. I can find a way to survive or to thrive regardless of where I'm going or where I live. Maybe God was saying, look, this is not that's not for
place.
you. This is
Because
not
you have
for
to come to Miami.
That's what I
Miami
learned.
is your place.
That's what I've learned. Sometimes it's so easy for us to feel like we can do it all, but maybe we shouldn't. Not because we can, that we should. And it has nothing to do with age, Kriszta. No, I don't mean that. I really mean not because we can do something, that we should do something.
No, your energy is remarkable. Are you kidding me? You don't have a stop energy. That's a very good one.
I do not believe that because you are over 50, you are not capable of doing something that you were doing at 35. I still have the same energy, or it's something in your mind. Your mind is so powerful, and when you are so driven, your body just goes with it.
I think that when we age, this is how I like to think. We can do everything we wanted, but we don't have to. We can choose.
I love it.
Yeah.
Look at this.
We can choose quality over quantity. The
Often.
martini on your
With the
head.
martini. Like sometimes you're living your life and you forget to live. Yeah, have you guys thought about that? That you're living your life and you have the list of checking, check, kids, blah, 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 shopping, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I haven't lived. I
Maybe
haven't
in
had
your
a moment.
checklist, you should have live.
Totally. Do you guys ever feel like that?
I think I have a lots of live on my checklist.
You do?
These days, I'm thinking about it a lot. Meaning I should do more checklists like other things, but I'm doing lots of live things.
live.
I stop a lot. Like I stop a lot.
And again, I don't know if this is the superego, right? The one that it comes, from your parents.
The live?
And
The live?
No, not the live, the other part, the checklist.
Oh, that's super ego
Right?
big time.
Superego.
Yeah.
You said
But
it
the
yourself
list-
to me one that at the car. You said the warrior, the Hungarian warrior. That's your superego.
Yeah.
For example.
Hungarian warrior. Okay, I love that. I'm
You
gonna
can't stop. You
add it
gotta
on my
keep
phone
going.
contact name. You're my Hungarian
Hungarian
warrior.
Maybe you can make your own warriors, your
Yeah.
own Hungarian warrior. Yeah, yes, why not? This would be awesome. There was something else I wanted to say about this. Are we running out of time?
No, this podcast can go on forever. This is
Can you-
our decision. They would listen or not to listen. Our problem is we cannot close the subject. It can go forever to infinity and forever and ever.
But is it our job to close it? People can close it for themselves.
And there's a button there. You can pause
Stop.
it and exit. So that you can do. But we're going to be here still talking. You know what? I'm waiting for you guys to come to that word, the guilt part, and you're still not there. But that will open a whole new other topic.
So go ahead and remember what we said.
About Kriszta's accident, art, doing something for her own. Is she doing something for her own? No. And you kept asking, and she said, yeah, I feel guilty. So I want to come to that.
Guilty about doing my stuff, doing my work, and abandoning a little bit my husband, my family.
That can be a whole new episode because and it's been such a short time. It's been like how many exhibitions? 3, 4, not even 4.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
interesting that how family and husbands react when you actually come out of the bottom of the U, when you feel depressed, and then you find
just
yourself.
started. Also, you just started.
Yeah,
it. You
come
just
out,
started it.
and then the other side starts to have little fits and complaints and, oh, you're not there. Why you not there? Oh, we lost somebody from the kitchen who was putting the plates in front of me and I'm coming home from work. Oh, where is she? Oh, she's not home on the weekend. Oh, she's abandoning her son. Ooh, wow.
Let's remind us again. How old is your husband and how old is your son?
My
Enough
son is
aware of
almost
putting
grown
some
up,
plates on
15.
the table.
My husband is a grown-up little boy. But it's interesting when actually you start to pull away and how your family feels about it, and then the guilt is coming because you're
But
not
this is
there.
such in a short time. It should have been 2 years. Then after 2 years, maybe they're allowed to say something to you. Come on, it's
But
been
it's,
just months even.
But it's a short time. But imagine if it's a baby has the pacifier and you just take away the pacifier, the baby's gonna cry right away. Oh my God, my pacifier!
Oh, you
where is
didn't do
it
it in a...
Yeah, it happened in a very
You didn't
short
wean off
time.
the family.
Mommy's gonna become an artist and I'm doing the art events, blah, 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 and I'm not there in the weekends. Oops, she's not there. Oh, the pacifier.
I'm thinking something terrible right now. I shouldn't think like that. Accident happened. Did they send the accident to you?
That's another.
That's bad. That's
a
dark.
whole
Delete.
other-
Probably we will delete that. No.
Go away.
No, go away.
Yeah,
That's
go
bad.
away.
That's what
no.
Is it super ego thinking?
Julia?
That's it. The thinking? No.
No, I think
Of
that's
me.
magical thinking. It's us thinking that someone can.
No, because I just thought
change
your husband would say, see,
things.
you're even having accidents now.
Oh, no.
Did he?
No, he didn't say that.
Okay. So, see, you're going early in the morning.
No, he
you're
said,
doing
no,
this art. And then that is happening to you. Ba, ba, bi, bo, ba, people. Were you able to reach him, by the way?
No. Welcome to the world of iPhones, silent mode. Hello. So 20 phone calls, 10 messages, nothing until 7 o'clock.
You were already in the art festival, right? You already took your
Almost,
Uber.
yeah. So by the time my husband woke up and realized, it was like, oh, wow, scary. You could be dead and your family doesn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what usually happens. Not yours, because
Not
you're going to be
mine,
dead.
if I would be dead. But yeah, but I'm dead and I feel guilty. Ah!
Guilt
But-
goes to the
but it-
grave. But they want their table ready. They want their food ready.
Yeah,
Is it
because-
the company of yours they are missing, or is it the food?
Exactly. That's a good question. Are they missing the service that you used to do, or are you missing you?
Yes, yes.
And
But
that's
the
just-
positive thinking, of course, as a mother, as a wife, we have to think, yes, they miss me personally.
Yeah.
Because,
Sure.
okay, I couldn't convince these two ladies over here.
But
Right?
if I miss you, shouldn't I call you and make something happen for us to be together, not demand it?
Yeah.
If I want your company and I want your love and I want your attention, there are so many ways I can do this and not just demand food on the table.
Yeah. Do you guys feel guilty?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time?
Of
No.
course.
All the time?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
And what do you do about it?
Try not to. Ego, I'm not, hey, ego, do something about it. Be reasonable.
Do you know what you're feeling guilty about?
Yeah, even...
Let's analyze base.
No, for our next episode. It's my
Guilt
turn.
is going to be our next episode.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
We're banging on a door. She doesn't want to let us
I'm very
in.
happy, Kriszta, you're safe.
Yeah.
That accident happened and it made us to talk about this today.
to
and
talk
you
about
made
this.
it to think about many other things.
And whoever is listening to us, remember there are things that come in your life for you to stop and think. And maybe
Yeah.
there's something I should change here.
Yeah, to look out for these signs.
Mm.
Because I think often we are blindsided or we don't want to see the signs because we can always change the pattern.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm happy
Yes.
you're alive and safe with us.
The
Being
next
with
time we
us.
are banging on Beza's door.
Breakfast with benefits!
Don't miss out our next episode. Cheetos Guru, aka Gabor Mate.